Education, they say, is the future, but with government schools not just enough and private centers proven to be unaffordable for parents in poor communities, over 10 million children are reportedly out of school in Nigeria. The Street to School initiative is providing free education to children from less privileged backgrounds in one of the urban ghettos in Lagos.
9 years ago, we started what we call back swap project. So we moved to the schools and we provide the basic, educational items for these children, from bag to sandal to textbooks to notebooks, and there are times we had to go get them uniform. But when it was 2015, we had more children than the number of sponsors on our list. So instead of waiting until we have sponsors for all of these children, we had to, start up a school. We couldn't wait because education cannot wait. And we had some of these children 12 years old and they cannot speak English, they can't write alphabets. So the free school we started in 2015 till date, we have about 192 children that come to school regularly and we have to teach them. Aside that, we have 4 sets of children that have transited from primary school to secondary school.
Street to School helped me when I was not going to school then. Everything was so difficult for my mom to pay my school fees. Now they helped me to pay my school fees. They put me in private school, my group of school, and they helped me to pay my bills, everything. I did common interest. I went to secondary school from JSS to SS. Now I'm in SS2.
The outbreak of the coronavirus pandemic came with a fresh challenge. Schools have been kept on the lock since March following government directive aimed at curtailing the spread of the virus. Many schools have now resorted to online learning to keep education going. That's impossible with this school due to lack of funds. More so, parents of the pupils cannot afford the facilities needed for virtual learning. The school has, however, devised alternative means to make sure education does not stop.
When COVID came and we started hearing about e-learning, online learning, I knew it was a no-go area for us. Because of the peculiarity of the children that we work with, they don't have access to the devices. And 2, when you talk about e-learning, online learning, you need to talk about electricity. How often do we have this electricity in this community? And number 3, you also need to talk about how well equipped the children are when you talk about provision for data, subscription to the internet. So we knew from the beginning that we cannot tread on that path.
We took the education to their homes by developing worksheets for them and taking them to each of their homes. And of course, that didn't stop there. And for the worksheet measures, we found out that it's not really cost effective. So we had to come up with another initiative of recording lessons into flash drive and through a device, so that instead of the teachers teaching directly to them, to ensure social distancing, the radios are used and the flash drive, the recordings are used. And along the line, even children that are not registered in Street to School, they also have the opportunity to learn due to the public device method of learning.
Despite the fact that tuition in the school is free, standards are not in any way compromised.
Looking at our products from Street to School, one thing we can confidently talk about is their confidence publicly, even in speaking confidently. They are well-mannered, they are goal-getters now. We even found cases where they even also teach their peers or correct their peers in some grammatical error, and we are very proud of them. when we hear situations like that. And not just about the pupils, even the teachers. We hear testimonies such like, oh, street to school teachers, they are international teachers. They are not like every other teacher.
For these parents whose out-of-school children can now have a taste of education at no cost whatsoever, the Street to School initiative is a life changer.
There
are no government schools around the area at all, and the private schools are just too expensive. We thank God for Auntie Tosi, who brought the free school to our community. There are 3 of my children benefiting from this school.
Ikola-Odunsi basic 3, Ikola-Odunsi basic 2.
It's been almost 4 years that I've been benefiting from this school. One of my kids already graduated from the free school, while another is in basic 4.
During
the lockdown, they have been coming to teach them at home. They also take care of the medical bills. The care extends to both parents and students. There has been a big difference since he started going to Big Auntie's school. He was about 11 years then and has never been to school. Now he has started writing 4-letter words and even reading as well. He has even started teaching his younger ones who were attending school before him.
As with every other underserved school, the challenges faced by this center are unique and numerous.
NGOs actually run with money, with funding. If there are no funding, we can't do all of the projects that we do. So there are times like where we are now, we hope to have a bigger structure. This place is not our place. We hope to have a bigger structure where we can, reach out to more children. And we're still hoping to gather resources. But one thing I realize is that every time I want to give up, I tell you, I kid you not, that day, before the close of that day, either a text message will come in encouraging me from somebody that has been a while I heard from. Either somebody calls me or a child calls me to tell me, oh, Auntie Tosin, thank you so much for what you did the other day. I was like, so it means, we are touching lives, and that is one thing I've learned on this journey. Not everyone is going to believe in you, no matter how good your dream sounds. So you just need to face on. Don't be bothered about what they will say. People say a lot. I won't call down low. Even parents, they question you. Why are you so concerned about my child? Leave my child alone.
The dream is to have a secondary school for these out-of-school children. But until there is enough funding to achieve that goal, the school would continue impacting the lives of many children as possible at this level. Sheun Awoshika reporting from Lagos.